In the vast, frozen steppes of Mongolia, a boy was born into a life of hunger, exile, and fear. But that boy would become the most feared conqueror the world has ever seen. His real name? Temujin. His legacy? Genghis Khan. This isn't just a history lesson. It's the story of how one man redefined power. Buckle up, this is the full, unfiltered saga of Genghis Khan. In the year 1162, a child was born in a worn tent to a nomadic family. They named him Temujin, a name taken from an enemy killed before his birth, but his name carried a portent. He wasn't just an ordinary child. His father was a leader, but he was poisoned to death. After the death of Genghis's father, he and his family were expelled and learned hunting, fighting, and the arts of survival. He allied himself with the leader of the Kirit tribe, an old ally of his father. From there, he began fighting his enemies one by one. His strongest opponent was his old friend Jamukha. The Mongol invasion focused primarily on the northern front, as China was at the time divided into two main parts. The Jin dynasty in the north, ruled by the Chinese Jin people originally from Manchuria, and the Song dynasty in the south. Genghis Khan began his conquest of the Jin dynasty in 1211 as part of his strategy to expand his empire. The rulers of the Jin dynasty initially viewed the Mongols with contempt and disdain, regarding them as barbarians from the north. The attack began from the northwestern borders of the Jin Empire. Genghis Khan employed a scorched earth policy and swift surprise attacks. The Mongols overran Jin strongholds one by one. In 1215 AD, he captured the capital, Zhongdu, present-day Beijing, after a long siege, dealing a severe blow to the empire. The southern Song dynasty ruled southern China after the northern part fell to the Jin dynasty. It was advanced in economy, culture, and science, but weaker militarily. It initially sought to maintain peace with the Mongols, but this did not prevent the Mongols from planning an invasion. Genghis Khan returned to his camp in Mongolia victorious, but he was not about to rest. His eyes were on the west, on the country that stretched from Iran to beyond the Oxus River, the Khwarezmian Empire under Sultan Muhammad ibn Khwarezm Shah. But the beginning was not war, but trade. Genghis sent a huge trade caravan with hundreds of men. He wanted to open the doors of peace, but the Sultan made an unforgivable mistake. In 1219, a massive Mongol army, estimated at 200,000 warriors, marched under the command of Genghis and his sons. They moved with a speed unprecedented in armies. The first city to be attacked was Otrar, the city that began the catastrophe. The Mongols laid siege to it with terrible skill. After 5 months, they stormed it. The governor who had betrayed the caravan was slaughtered, and then the city was burned. But that was just the beginning. Massacres followed in Bukhara and Samarkand. The Mongols left no stone unturned, no soul unaccounted for. Sultan Muhammad, who had a large army, did not confront the Mongols directly. He began retreating and fleeing from city to city until he reached a remote island in the Caspian Sea. There, he died sick, defeated, and terrified. As for his son, Jalal ad-Din, he later attempted resistance and succeeded in some battles, but it was not enough to save the Khwarezmian state. The Mongols were not only brave warriors, but they were organized, swift, and possessed an amazing ability to coordinate thousands of cavalry. They used psychological warfare intelligently, imposing irresistible terror. The Khwarezmian state, despite its power, was riddled with discord and arrogance, and this destroyed it from within before the first arrow reached it. It wasn't just a war, it was a message. Part 2. Jalaluddin, who stands in the face of the storm.